We back talking about the second topic with my man Terry. Alright, like I said, ordinary people. We're gonna talk about, like I said, something that we gonna get kind of.
It's gonna get grimy.
Like, we might touch some of y'all today. On this right, we might touch some of y'all. Alright, so I'm gonna lead up into it. So, how's a person's past an indicator of what you're gonna get or what you're gonna expect in the future?
You know what? I'll start off like this with a disclaimer. People can change.
Mm-hmm.
People, you know, when you're young and adventurous, you have a tendency to do things that at that particular time seem right or fun, you know, but as you get older and you find Jesus, we have a tendency to change our views on some things. And for the most part, most people mature into their relationships. You know, but when you're young, you get into, I don't recommend anybody get into a serious relationship until they're about 28, 29.
Hey, I agree.
You know why? Because it's a lot of kicking it to be done. And there's a lot of things that you need to see to understand what you don't want as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're young, you shouldn't have those restrictions of being home at a certain time because you're married or in a family and things that you need to understand that, hey, I can come home when I feel like it because I'm single. You ain't got nobody's feelings involved. You ain't got nobody's emotions caught up in you and playing with people. Because, hey, that street life when you're young, it ain't nothing like it.
Get you caught up.
It'll get you caught up. That street life, being in the club till it closed, parking lot pimping afterwards.
Shut it down.
IHOP after that. Walking in the house at 4:35 in the morning. And then you want to sleep all day. Well,
have you had that conversation?
Have I had that conversation? No, I haven't.
I had that conversation. I had that conversation, boy.
How'd that go?
Man.
I haven't had that conversation because I did all that before I got married.
Do you see the ring on this finger?
No. No. Hey, you shouldn't have one if you still want to kick it like that. So, you know,
right.
It's very important. It's very important to have that kind of stuff out of your system.
I say shit.
But you know what? If you in a relationship and you kicking it like that 2-3 nights a week, you probably don't need to be in that relationship.
Right.
And I used to think to myself back in the day, when you met your girl at, probably where you gonna lose it at.
Right.
You met her at the club, and she became your girl at the club what you probably gonna lose her behind because sooner or later, when the relationship get a little older, a little bit more mature, that club gonna start calling her.
Oh, I gotta go. If you met her while you was with somebody else, and you started messing with her, hey, you might end up messing with somebody else.
I ain't never
lose it
had
that
that
way.
issue.
And I ain't never had an issue either,
I ain't never had that
like
issue.
you said.
But that's probably
how you got her.
That's how you
lose.
probably lose it. She knew you was with somebody else,
Right.
and she still hung out.
I think it's your past is a good indicator, unless you done had some type of negative situation that's done made you change.
Yeah.
So if I done hung out, if I'm in the club or gambling or whatever, and I've not lost anything or nobody's made me change, the only way you're gonna change is negative.
That's true.
Something's gonna happen and you're gonna need to change.
That's true.
But if that hasn't happened, okay. So on Tuesday night, now we dating. On Tuesday night when your show come on, I'm going to the casino. That's my night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
It always been like that. You didn't have a problem with that when you met me.
Exactly.
You didn't have a problem with me going to the casino when we met.
Right.
That's a problem.
But until something negative happen, or to make the person change, man or woman, hey, your past is gonna continue to be what it is until it needs to be changed.
I would agree with that to a certain extent because I do feel like people can mature. Things get old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I kicked it enough for 2 people when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? You seen me limping and I was kicking it too hard. You know, but as I got older and I realized, man, going to the club is such a waste of money. Drinks $8,
right?
$20 to get in. You know, and you probably gonna walk out there with 1 or 2 phone numbers that ain't gonna amount to nothing.
And if you didn't call it when she gave it to you, that's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong. But you know, women these days, they know they can't pull that. They can't pull that stuff because brother can pull out the phone and call right there. Matter of fact, you're gonna put it in the phone right there.
Right.
So they know they can't pull that, so they just gonna tell you no these days. I'm with somebody. They already got their life, put together. So,
Right.
but people, you can change. Man, it got old. Clubbing got old to me. Like I said, where I felt like it was a waste of money. Friday night felt like a Monday night.
Right.
That's when I knew it was over for me. My partner would call and say, "Man, you getting out tonight?" "Yeah, I'm gonna get out tonight. I'm gonna be knocked out in about 10 minutes."
Right.
It was just my time was up. And I think it happens for most people. Now, you always gonna have that old brother in the club or that old sister in the club.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna hang until the time gets better.
They dancing and ain't nobody dancing around them because they like, man, that's not my age.
Not my age group.
Not my age over there.
It's alright to get out once in a while though. But you wanna limit that as much as you possibly can in your relationship.
Okay. What about a relationship though? What a person's past, how can that be an indicator of what you gonna get after y'all say I do, or after y'all he proposed or whatever? How the person past kind of let the woman or man know that this person may not be?
But do we want to know they passed with us, or do we talk about the past of what you perceive them to be?
I want to know it all, man.
Because you can have the freak of the week and try to make her a housewife, and it turned out just fine. You know what I'm saying? Because she got all her freakiness out, before she met you. She realized that was a bad avenue for her, and she don't want to be like that no more.
Or the dude,
or vice versa.
That's that. He like I said, he didn't got 2 kids now. He like, man, my next kid gotta be with my wife or whatnot.
Yeah, because he realized he let this man to make a slave out of him.
Right.
That child support put anybody down.
Well, I don't want to talk about that.
That child support put anybody down. So yeah.
But if you think about it, how is that an indicator? So, for example, if he still or he or she is still doing it, what they were doing, or something you don't like, can you expect that person to just change?
No.
Just for you?
No. They may try that first couple of months, 2-3 months, but I'm telling you, when the relationship, and it will get mature, and I'm gonna say mature over some other words, but it will get mature when you have to keep the excitement going. But when they get to that mature state, believe me, if that's what that person like to do, that's what they're gonna start doing again.
Right.
We take new stuff and we want to show it off.
Right.
You get into a new relationship and you are head over heels for people, but the real true test is when that relationship get mature.
Right.
Is if you guys gonna hang in there.
That shininess gonna wear off.
Yeah, the shininess is worn off, the tags is torn up and in the trash. Now it's just you and that person. Y'all representatives have left. Your agents then left.
Right.
It's you and the real her show up.
But we don't think about that.
No, we do not.
We don't think about that.
We do not.
And that part of dating or whatever, we don't think about that. We just know, yeah, he go out with his homeboys and smoke once or twice. That's cool with me.
Yeah, in the beginning. But if you get into a long-term relationship with that person, if that's what they like to do,
right,
they may curtail it for a little while, but when you become old news or a regular, it's going to be you didn't have a problem with it in the beginning. That's why you got a problem. And that runs both ways. I mean, women like to go shopping, whether it's with money.
Right.
I shopped a lot before I met you. You didn't have a problem when I met you.
And that's her thing.
And that's her thing. That's what she gonna do.
And now y'all together. So that means she got more money because she ain't spending money on just herself. Everybody put their money together. That money you have for that vacation. Now she wants them shoes, hair and nails done. It's gonna get bigger.
It's gonna get
same thing with men. If we working on our car and we got rims and we want a new system and all that stuff, before you, now I got money to do it. So instead of going by that bedroom suit or going by that living room suit, what are you going to spend the money on?
Them rims and tires.
So now you got a 1957 Chevy out there with $5,000 worth of
rims and tires on there and CDN dash with DVD player on it. Yeah, that's gonna be,
because that's what he did in the past.
That's what he did in the past. But you know what? That's just a sign of immaturity in a relationship, immaturity on that person.
Right.
If you want to have a successful relationship, probably the most important thing to do is for both people to be able to put the other person first. If you can find a way in successful relationships, that's what you'll find. Most of the time, each person put the other person first.
But that ain't. But like you said, it takes maturity.
Takes
Because
maturity.
if you look at it, when that doesn't happen, when they don't talk about it, or whoever, it could be a mother and father, it could be a mother and daughter. If they don't talk about it, right now you kind of just accepted something that you don't even know about. So when stuff started, say for instance, it's a mother and daughter. All of a sudden, the mother or the daughter, one of them lost their job. All right, because they used to going and buying this, or they used to going and buying that, and now they gotta depend on each other.
They can't do it.
Exactly.
They can't
All
do
right.
it.
They can't do it.
But I've seen that before though.
Yeah.
I've seen it before. But the fact of the matter is, like I said, you can't know for sure what you're getting into, but you need to understand for sure what you don't want.
Right.
And if you see these signs, I don't care how good looking, how fine a person is, it could be the person in your dreams. If you see these things that are not gonna make you happy, you have to be willing enough, you have to be strong enough and smart enough to walk away from that.
Exactly. Because I mean,
Most of us can't do it though.
a lot of us don't understand deal breakers.
Deal breakers, man. Deal
breakers.
breakers. Most people don't have a list of deal breakers until they've been through some stuff.
Right.
So
now after if it's a dude, after my third kid, after my third baby mama, now you know what, I can't have no chick with this. Or I can't have no chick to do that. But that should have been something that you talked to the first time. Maybe y'all would be married, you have 2 kids by the same chicks, and like you said, instead of being on child support.
Instead of being on child support, man, because if you got money coming out your household, going somewhere else, and it's issues, then it's gonna be issues in your current household.
Right.
Unless that's why you gotta make sure them ends is tied up. Or that's a conversation you gotta have with people, whether it's a woman or a man. Is baby daddy, is that part tied up?
Right.
From a man's point of view, is that part tied up? From a woman's point of view, is that part tied up before we go forward from here?
Right.
Let me tell you something. It's easier to run in that first hour than it is to run in that last, that last 12 months.
Right.
And who's to say you can't be friends with that person? Why they getting that stuff tied up? But you better keep emotion out of
Right.
it.
And I think ladies got the biggest job.
Why?
Because I mean, if you think about it, everything kind of revolves around them as far as household. I mean, they got to put on a show for a man to choose them. Like if we go by traditional, the man chooses, right?
It's supposed to be.
Right. So, for example, she got to make that decision. Okay, so can I put up with all this smoking? Can I put up with him going to the strip club every Thursday?
I think women put up with way more than they should.
Right.
Because there's such a shortage of eligible men. One thing women need to understand, women, you have all the power.
Thank you.
You got all the power.
Power that peep, boy.
Until you drop them panties.
Hey.
If you drop them panties, you're going to find out what kind of man you're dealing with then.
Right. And I keep telling, I try to tell my female friend, whatever, you got the power, don't go over there.
Don't go over there.
Or don't call him back.
Hey, Steve Harvey said it best. That 90-day rule is true. 90 days. Let's see what this dude made out of for 90 days. If you dealing with a dog or you dealing with somebody that ain't wanting to be in a relationship, 90 days is a long time for him to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Right.
That frustration gonna show through, or them skeletons he got hanging out in the closet gonna come out because it's harder to perpetrate a lie for that long. If he got somebody else, 90 days, she gonna show up sooner or later. Where y'all at?
And another thing is, I think that women, we're talking about women.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think they don't look at they don't hold out, or they don't date enough for the past to come out. So it'll be an indicator.
Or date long enough.
Right, so long enough. So for example, I done already gave this dude my special whatever. He drive my car, he living with me, he basically we boyfriend and girl, I just met him for 2 months. That past thing came out.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
And you say the same thing with the dudes. She's so fine. Ooh man, she's so fine, man. Oh, I'm finna girl up.
Yeah, I run both ways. It does run both ways.
I'm finna girl up.
It runs both ways, you know. But I think the most important thing is to answer your question is you gotta have that deal breaker list. You gotta, even as a young person, you gotta have that deal breaker list. You know, like I said earlier, young dating, I do not recommend it.
Right.
There's so much you have not seen,
So much.
especially for a guy. Oh my goodness. You know how hard it is for a guy to turn anything down when you're young?
Hey, what the world?
You can almost guarantee you, if you're in a relationship with a 22-year-old guy, he gonna cheat on you. Cause he gonna always see something better than what he working with. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not till you get older and you realize, you know what, it's all the same. Just dance with the one you came with.
Right.
You know, but when you're young, your mission in life is to get with every fine woman you come across.
Right. So I think, I mean, first, man, either man or woman, whoever it is, it can be two women, two dudes, I mean, whatever. First of all, I think you gotta get past that time limit to where you can see the past. And then, you can adjust it, then you can kind of make your decision on, okay, so can I put up with this, or is this how he gonna be in 10 years, or she gonna be like this in 10 years, so I can say, you know what, I can't deal with that. And then that's where deal breakers come in.
Yeah.
But
It's very important to keep emotion out of it, because if you got emotions caught up in it, and normally when you have sex with a person, especially for women, emotions come into play. But if you can keep emotions out of it, and that means probably restrain from sex,
right.
you know, and be able to think clearly and look at this person for who they are and what you're seeing and what they're showing you, then you'll be able to make a clear decision.
Right.
A clearer decision. I might not be right.
Like I said, but until that, man, you don't see that past, and that past is a good indicator on how you gonna be living 10 years down the line if you keep going this same path.
Yeah, that's right. And whatever problem you got going on in your relationship while you dating, multiply that by 10 when you married.
By 10?
By 10. If you don't get a handle on them.
You don't get a handle on them.
If you don't get a handle on them, multiply by 10, bro.
Gotcha. Alright, so that was the question right there. Okay, a person past is a good indicator on how y'all gonna live y'all life, or whoever, or what the next couple years gonna be. So pay attention to the past.
Pay attention to
Pay
the
attention
past.
to it. Alright? Ordinary talk, ordinary do.